anybody who joins us has access to this as well, okay? So from this point on, our messages will also be recorded. All right, so if anybody's just recently joined, I put the link in again. All right, so we have just made a copy of our digital notebook. We are eventually, so don't do this yet, we will one day, someday, very soon, delete this first slide, okay? This is just reminders that as of this point, we should still all be here, okay? There is one thing that you could be doing right now, and that is changing the name of your notebook, okay? So you're gonna change the part that's in parentheses that says name to just your name, okay? So I'm going to call it example and pretend that that's my name, okay? That way you guys know that this is the example one. All right, so that is going to be the first thing, okay? So change your name, and then the line, okay, this blank line is meant to be where you insert your class period number. So if you've not already changed your name, it should say your name. Okay, so Mrs. DeBoer, the number 1 for our period 1, Ag Biology notebook. Leave everything else as is, okay? All right. I'm gonna be doing lots of checking in, so be prepared to answer in the chat. All right. Have we changed our name? Yes or no? Or you guys can turn on your mics and say, yeah, however you want. Okay. I got lots of yeses. Yes, 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 yes. Perfect. Okay. I know that some of us might be having some lag because we have a document open and it's a big document. That's why I'm recording. So at any point, if you get stuck because you don't know how I got there or where I went, just pause what you're doing. Maybe just watch the meet. This will be recorded or is recording currently, and then I will post it so that you can re-watch it, okay? And we're gonna take some time to kind of just make sure we get ourselves situated. All right, so one of the things that it asked you to do is to link your slides. Now, if you did it, like I said, I'll see you guys pop up on here, and I'll see that you can make changes, and we don't want that, okay? You don't want to be messing with anybody else's notebooks, right? Think about how frustrated you would be if you opened up your notebook and you had pages moved around because somebody moved the pages on their version. Okay, so it is going to be really important that when it prompted you, hopefully you said do not link. Okay, I'm going to make a note to include that on my original screen. Okay, and make sure I mention it as well. All right, so we've got our name, and I paused and gave you guys a chance in case you did not already do that. Let's go ahead and look at the second slide. Don't do anything yet until I've clarified what I would like you guys to do. Okay, this is one of the very few things that I want you to share with me. Do not share it yet, okay? When you click the share button though, you're gonna type in my name, okay? And there's 2 things. You see how it has that little box that says notify? Uncheck it, because I don't want to get 200 emails of people copying my notebook, okay? That'll make your questions that you have really hard to answer when I gotta go through all of the notebook emails. So uncheck notify people. And the second thing is change editor to commenter. Okay, if you're doing this as I go, you've got your screen split. Don't click share yet. Let me explain my reasoning for all of this. I already mentioned why I don't want to be notified, because then I'll get an email and it'll hide all of the question emails that I get from you guys. Secondly, you want me to be able to leave comments. Let's say you do something wrong. If I can't comment on it, then how are you going to know you did something wrong, right? Maybe you can still fix it and get more points. So this is so that I can grade it and so that you can see and receive feedback from me. Okay. The other reason why is if I was an editor, I might accidentally delete something, not on purpose, but wouldn't that be really upsetting if I did and you went in and then you couldn't get it back? That would really suck. So you want me to be able to comment. If I can view it, yeah, I can see it, but I can't leave you comments. I can't give you feedback. I can't tell you, hey, this looks really good, or hey, you need to work on this. Okay, so I need to be a commenter. All right, so if you have unchecked your notify, it's a blank box, there's no checkbox, and you have changed my role to commenter, okay, then you can click share. All right. This is my notebook, so I can go ahead and share it to myself and it won't really do anything. All right. So when you have completed that task, I want you to type done in the chat. When you have completed that task, I want you to type done. Think, oh wow, you guys are fast. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. You guys are rock stars. And I'm gonna go check my email. And looky, I'm not getting those wonderful emails. Boom. Okay, Melissa, I see a question mark. What is your question? Doesn't help me much if you don't put a question with your question mark. Let me turn off my music in case you turn on your mic. Okay, so what is the question mark, Melissa? Oh, you probably need the access, right? Okay, let me repost. For those of you who have just joined, I'll give you a second to get caught up. For those of you who've just joined, this is why it's really important to be as on time as possible. Here is a link in your chat for the slideshow that we're looking at. These are your interactive notebooks, okay? All right, so if you are just joining us, in the chat, I just posted it again, is a link to our interactive notebook, okay? Once you make a copy, if it prompts you to, you're going to make sure that you unlink slides or do not link. Okay, so as you make a copy, because we got a few new folks, as you make your copy, do not link slides. Okay, do not link slides. All right, do not link slides. And then once you've made your copy, okay, then you will complete the sharing. Thanks, Isaac, for letting me know you're done. Then you'll complete the sharing, which is going to ask you to make me a commenter. So change editor to commenter and click unnotify people. So you have a blank box, okay? And then you'll click share. So that is all you need to do so far to get caught up. Okay? So anything that you guys need me to re-show you? All right, at this point, I'm gonna let you guys start exploring a little bit, but when I need you guys to come back, I need you guys to come back. I'm gonna let you guys know that the cover is gonna look really crazy because it's going to have all of the instructions that I just had you do. So you've already done number 1, okay? And you've already done number 2. So now all we'll be doing is updating our cover. This is gonna be one of our first assignments, okay? So before you guys start doing that, there is a little like feature or note here that if you don't like the color of this notebook, what you can do is you can recolor it, okay? So there's a couple of options. You can right click, okay? And it gives you the ability to format. And if you click on that format options, you see a nice little button here that says recolor. And if you click on that recolor, it gives you some choices, okay? The other thing is you can put a notebook in the background if you want, like a different cover. You can also cover it with pictures, which is what we'll do in a little bit, but there's options. If you're fine with the color or if you changed your color, then you can delete the notice delete this stuff so that you can have a blank page, okay? But I'm gonna leave it on there just so that everybody can still see, okay? So I do want to point out while you guys are looking, this is something I think is really cool. I'm excited for it for you guys. When you're in presentation mode, okay, and you scroll, all of the tabs on the sides are linked. So I can click on, like here's a sample notebook page. Maybe I want to get back to class info. I click on it, it takes me back to the class info and I can click through and scroll. Maybe I need to go to help. I can click on the help and I can see shortcuts. Okay, maybe I want to go to unit 2. I can click on all the tabs on every single page, and every single tab on every single page is linked for you. So it'll take you where you need to go. Okay, so I'm super excited about that for you. I'm gonna go out of presentation mode though, so that way you guys can see and I can check our chat. Okay, so kind of look at it, but don't delete anything. We'll talk about what's in here in just a moment. So I just want to check in with our folks who just got their notebooks and see if they've got any questions, okay? Melissa, how are you doing? Were you able to download your notebook? Yes, perfect, okay. So before we go any further, in your email, I've sent you a Google form. It's called Register Your Notebook, okay? This is going to be, I'm going to try some technology over the weekend. And so I want to try and make sure that it works and I can test it. So I'm going to use your guys' URLs and it requires you guys to basically send those to me. So rather than me clicking on each individual person's notebook, I want you guys to copy the URL of your notebook and we'll put it into this form. So in your email, you have a link to this. I will put the link in the chat too, just to make it a lot easier for you guys to access. So in the chat, you will find the link to that form. All right, let me demo what I want you guys to do. So it'll be your name. So you'll type in, let me view it as you guys. Actually, I already have it in my email, so I will answer it in there. All right, so you have an email. You also have the form. Oh, I realize you guys can't see my tab. Okay, so let me stop presenting for a minute and share my whole screen. Okay, so in your chat, you have a link to a Google form. You also have this link in your email if you want to use it that way. But you're going to fill out the form that's called Register Your Notebook. Can you guys see the screen that I am presenting? It should be my whole screen at this point. Okay. Cool. Thanks for confirming, guys. I really appreciate your confirmations. That's how we figure out if things are working or not. So you're just going to fill it in with your name. Please make sure you put the correct period number. So Mrs. I'll call myself DeBoer and then Mrs. Okay, so this is period 1. And then you see I have included a little picture on your notebook screen. I want you to copy and paste the link of your notebook right in here. Okay, so the link is what's highlighted blue here. So I'm going to, that I just dropped into the chat, Melissa. I will drop that form in the chat again. Okay? So that form has been posted one more time in the chat at the very bottom. All right, so I'm going to go to my notebook. I'm going to just click on my link, highlight it blue. It makes sure that it's all highlighted. And I'm going to click my right click and copy. And now I'm going to come back to my form. Oops, wrong one. Come back to my form, and now I'm going to right click and paste. Once you've pasted your link, okay, then you can click submit. Okay, and that's all you need to do on that form. And so why I'm using that or why I'm keeping that is so that I can test out the technology that I'm hoping will work. I just don't want to test it out and confuse you guys along the way. Okay, so once you have finished your little quick form, type done in the chat for me so that I know we're good. Okay, I'll give you guys a moment to do that.
On the copy of it?
What do you mean? Yeah, on your copy, yes. The one that you renamed.
Oh.
Okay, I want your copy, the one that you named, the one that you're going to put your work on. If you're using like my version of stuff, then how is that going to help you, right? So your copy. So like this is my example one that I'm doing with you guys. It's your version. So it has your name up here, your period number. It's your example. Okay? Thanks for clarifying. All right. Okie dokie. So the last thing I kind of want to do with you guys in here is just kind of show you some stuff before we talk about what we'll work on next. You are going to be working on your cover, so that will be one of your first things you do in here, and you can kind of work on it as you go. We'll talk about when it's due a little bit later, but if you're really excited, you can do your cover. I'll show you my cover really quick. It's on a different notebook. I have like a master copy. So here's the cover I made for our class. Eventually, you'll put your name, you'll put your class name, the period, and all this information is found in these little tabs. Okay, so I'm going to delete like this one, for instance, because I did that. I'm going to delete this one. You don't need to do this yet unless you feel comfortable and confident that you completed it. No, there we go. Okay, so what you'll be doing is adding your name. You'll add your period, as I mentioned, the class name, and then you can place it wherever you want. This is just where I liked my version of stuff at. And then you'll also have, sorry guys, I'm not trying to toggle between the screens, but I'm trying to show you over here. So you can insert images. This is something you practiced yesterday in your form, or not your form, your Google Safety Lab document that we practice with. You can insert a picture by clicking Insert Image. Okay, you can insert a picture by this little Insert Image icon here. The minimum that you should have is 2 pictures that represent you, and I'll explain mine in a second. 1 picture that represents agriculture science, and a favorite quote. So I put 2 quotes because I liked them both. If it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you, because I really believe that. Okay, and then today is your opportunity to build the tomorrow you want. Okay, so everything you do today impacts tomorrow. So those are the 2 quotes that I picked. So I want you to pick your own favorite quote. The images I added for agriculture was the chicken, okay, and technically the FFA emblem, okay, because all of that's combined. I added the chicken because I'm actually getting chicks this week, so I'm really excited for my baby chicks to come. And then I also added like all of these sciencey images because I love science. I'm fascinated by it. And then I added a national park emblem because that is one of the favorite places that I like to go, are national parks. Okay, so there's my 2 pictures that represent me because I like science and I like national parks. And I guess the chicken also counts because I just am excited about my chickens. And then my picture about ag, okay? And then my favorite quote. So you'll eventually work on that. You don't have to do that now. So I see we got a few more folks who've added to our attendance. So I am going to drop a link in the chat for those of you who do not have a copy of your notebook yet. Okay, so at the very bottom of your link, it should have, or at the very bottom of your chat, there should be a link for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and explore a little bit. So you have tabs to kind of help organize you. So all the class information you'll need, like your syllabus and safety contract, all that's in here, okay? What I've done is if you're in presentation mode, you can click on these links and it takes you to the right page, okay? So see how it takes you. All right, so just wanted to point that out. I'll teach you guys how to do that too eventually. It's really easy. So everything is linked. Okay, so here's your safety contracts and your syllabus. Okay, and on your version, because I'm looking at my master copy, in your version, so I'll stay on this one now, you have on your last page of your safety contract, there is, I like to put the instructions to the side so that your page isn't, jumbled. So students, click on the box to type your name and use a cursive font to sign. So you're going to type your name and sign it, and then you're going to have your parents do the same, okay? And that's just saying that we've gone through safety, we reviewed it, which we have a couple of times, and then eventually we'll have like a paper version that we store in our classroom when we go back, okay? In our help and shortcuts, again, here's stuff that's all linked for you. So I linked these ones because there's stuff that shouldn't move, but because we're doing an interactive notebook, I've given you guys some highlighter options. You can, so I'll demo with like a little text box over to the side here. If you type something like this, I'm typing test. I'll make it bigger so you guys can see. I'll fill the background so that it's white. Okay, so you can take any one of these highlighters and you can copy it, control, and put it over it, paste, or drag it. And it is opaque, so you can see it. Okay, so you can highlight stuff in your notes using these highlighters. Okay, so those are just some things that I have in here for you. So lots of highlighters. Don't do any of this now, Hadara. Right now, I just want you guys to kind of look and see, and I'll explain what I want you to do next, okay? There's arrows, so that if you want to point to things in your notes, I want you to be able to, have stuff at your fingertips. Okay, so if you want to like point out like where your summary is, or if you need to point out a keyword or something, you've got the highlighter options. You've also got the arrows, and I've given you guys some icons. Each of these icons you can click on, and you can make bigger. Ooh, I was not supposed to make it long. I wanted it bigger. So you can make it bigger. You can recolor them. So you can do all sorts of stuff with these things. And this is so that you can like dress up your notes. You can make them fun. And again, all the instructions are off to the side here. So right now we're just kind of exploring. I'm just kind of showing you some stuff. Okay. There are some digital notebook expectations. So we're going to grade these every 2 weeks. So from like this week, it'll be 2 weeks from now that I grade it. Okay. If you're absent, it's going to be really important that you are checking in and figuring out what is going on. I will post, not now, but I will post the master copy with what pages I've put things on and like a date is that we worked on it. So that if you're missing something, you can view it and then you can know what you missed. So this is all Google Slides. I know I made it look like a page of paper, but it's all Google Slides. So I'll be using Google Slides for this specifically. Your daily expectation is that you're using this, okay? I would suggest that you update your table of contents all the time, okay? Sorry, that's not even your table of contents. Update it all the time. I've done what I have given to you already that I want to stay in permanent places. So these should not change, okay? And so there's some things that will stay where they're at, and then you will be adding stuff. So your table of contents will look different than everybody else's. You are totally allowed to doodle in here. I know you can't doodle digitally. That's why I've given you all the little pictures. You can use these to doodle, okay? And then these are kind of just some instructions for how to use your notebook. Like I said, when you put your stuff in present, you can click on all the tabs, okay? When you're not in present, that's how you can edit stuff. I would not suggest deleting anything at all, okay? Don't delete anything. You can always move stuff, but just don't delete stuff. This is kind of a resource page. These are important links for like our class codes. I have made us a remind, and so you can type in that remind code. If you want to add remind now. My remind code is DeBoer Bio 1 for this class period. So you can add remind, and I'll send text notifications. So I just put that in the chat. So if you wanted to put this in here, you would make a text box. Okay, place it over DeBoer Bio 1. And then that way you have it here as a reference. Okay, so you can see, oh, I spelled my name wrong on here. Oopsie daisy. It's correct in the chat though, okay? So that's how you can edit pages like this, okay? All right, there's also some shortcuts, and so this is all in that help tab. And here is our sample notebook page, okay? So we will be adding in notes next week. We're not doing notes yet, but let's just kind of review this real quick. Each slide is like a page in your notebook, okay? So like the number that's on the side here, that's your page in your notebook. We'll think of it that way, okay? So right now, I am on page 27 because that's my slide 27, okay? Don't be afraid to customize your notes. Be creative, add pictures, have fun with it. You can make little boxes and borders. You can put shadows on things. You're also welcome if you do not do well with typing stuff and that doesn't help you learn. I am 100% okay if you would like to handwrite your notes and then insert them as a picture. Okay, that is okay with me, and I can demo how to do that probably next week, because we won't do notes till next week. So I can show you guys on Monday. So that's completely optional. So change your fonts, change the colors. The only thing I ask is that when you change your colors, make sure that they're legible. So for instance, don't change something to yellow. I can't read that. You probably can't either, and if you do, you've got laser good eyes. Okay, if you can read that right now, I mean I can, but it's really hard. Don't be mean. So make stuff dark, but you can have fun with the colors. Okay, colors are good. I love color. That's why your notebook is so colorful. All right, sorry, you can't change those colors, at least not of the tabs and stuff like that. All right, so this is completely customizable for you. All right. So I know it's kind of sensory overload right now, and eventually we'll get to the rest of the stuff, okay? If you look, you'll start to see some of the things that we're working on. Ooh, this is bringing me to a good point, though. All right, in our notebook, for Friday, I'm going to have you guys start vocabulary for Unit 1. So starting Friday, and you're welcome to get a head start on this if you want now, or today or tomorrow, however, if you're all caught up. In Unit 1, you're going to be working on vocabulary. So we have a unit table of contents for each page or for each unit. That way you can keep track of what's in your pages, what's in the unit. So your slide 34 and 35 have some vocabulary terms. Some of them you might already even know, like carnivore. If you know what a carnivore is, you know that a carnivore is a meat eater, so something that eats meat, something that eats other animals. Organism that eats meat. Okay, so all you do is add a text box over your table here, and then you type. Okay, so that is what I'm going to have you guys start on Friday, unless you want to start it now. That's fine too. Okay, so just to go over, you're going to search for the definition. If you got the school book, use the school book. If you didn't, that's okay. Just search a biology definition specifically. Okay, and then you'll Google a picture. So I want to remind you how to Google the pictures real fast. So let's insert an image. You're going to notice I use this toolbar all the time rather than going to insert. Okay, it's just easier because it's right there. So when your screen is open and wide, you have this toolbar. So insert image. I'm going to search the web. And you're welcome to think of a specific carnivore that you like, or you can just type in carnivore and see what you get, okay? So I'm gonna put in this wonderful lion picture, maybe. There it is. Now I'm gonna have like 4 copies of it. I'm gonna resize it. Yep, there I go, 4 copies. Okay, I'm gonna make it fit in that little space. Okay, so this is just to help you with understanding what the word means and associating the meaning to a picture and the picture to your word. Okay, so this is what you'll be working on for Friday's work. But again, you can start this earlier now that you have your version. Okay, so I'm going to take attendance really quick, so don't leave just yet. All right, I will let you know when you are free to go. Are there any questions that you want me to cover? Anything that you would like help or reminding me, or like reminder of what to go over? What can I help you guys with before I let you go? Remember, don't leave just yet because I'm taking attendance. So please hang on until you know you're good to go. Any questions? Either voice them or take a look at them in the chat. Right now I'm having to manually handwrite your guys' attendance today.
When is
You got your mic on. Do you have any questions?
Yeah.
Okay,
When
what
is it
time
done?
Say that again?
When is it done?
When is it done?
Yeah.
So for the vocabulary, I would like that finished by the time we come in on Monday. So you're getting it now. That's 5 days that you can work on your vocabulary, okay? 5 days that you can work on it. So don't wait until Sunday night to do it. Work on it now because I'm letting you guys go a little early so that you can. I just want to remind you not to delete any of the slides that you do not need, that you're uncertain about right now, because you might need those later, and it'll be a little bit harder for you to get those slides back if you delete them. So just don't delete anything yet, okay? And then, yeah, the vocabulary I want you guys to have finished by the time we come to class on Monday, because I will be reviewing that stuff with you, and we'll kind of have our first like actual lesson, science related lesson. And so you'll want to make sure that that is done so that you are prepped and ready to go for the day. Okay, does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Perfect. Any other questions that I can help you guys with? Okay, any other questions? Don't you think the notebooks are so pretty? I'm super excited about them for you guys. I think they are gorgeous. Put a lot of time into them. Okay, Melissa, I see that you're confused about what we're supposed to do this morning. Hang on for one moment while I finish up the attendance real quick, or yesterday, okay. So hang on for a minute and then I'll go over that. So if anybody was questioning what we did yesterday for yesterday's assignment, hang on and I will show you guys what we did yesterday, and that way you guys can make it up if you still need to, okay? So I'm almost finished with our attendance. I don't know why my little tracker's not working, maybe because I need to restart my computer. Okay, let me just double check before any of you guys leave. Do we have anything to do on Friday? So Hadara, that is the vocab. I'm telling you guys now because I won't see you after today. So the vocab is what I want you to work on Friday, and then you'll also get your reminder to check in with the attendance check-in for our class. So make sure you fill out the attendance check-in, and then you'll also have to check in for IC still. So your self-guided work, what you'll be working on your own, will be the vocabulary, and then the what is actually due is going to be the vocab. And so work on the vocab. Like I said, you can start it early or wait till Friday, completely up to you. But that is what we're going to do on Friday. That's what's scheduled for Friday. Okay. You're welcome. All right, I have officially taken attendance now. So if you feel good about what you did yesterday, you don't need any help with the lab safety Google Doc that we did yesterday, then you can hang out or you can leave and either start your cover, okay? That's something that you can work on too if you've got nothing else to do. You can start your cover. I'll show you guys one more glimpse of mine just in case you want to see it again, get some inspiration. But otherwise, you should be working on that vocab on Friday. Okay, so I'm going to show. So Blanchie, how do you get the Remind app? If you go to remind.com, or if you're thinking on your phone, just go to like if you have an Apple, it'd be like the Apple Store. If you have a Android, it'd be the Google Play Store. And then you would just type in Remind, and it pops up as an app. Actually, now that I realize it, don't have this app on my phone, but it also sends you email notifications. So if you don't have the phone, or if you don't have a phone, you can get emails. So just Remind, just click Remind app, and it'll give you the choice to install, or you just Google Remind app, and it'll come up on your Google feed too. And then the code for our class is DeBoer Bio 1. Okay, DeBoer Bio 1 is the Remind code if you want it. Yeah, if you guys sign up for the reminders, then you'll get the notifications like, hey guys, don't forget today you should be working on your vocab, it's due Monday, that sort of thing. Or Sunday night, hey guys, don't forget vocab is due by tomorrow, that sort of thing. It'll give you those notifications, okay? All right, good questions. Okay, so Melissa, what we did yesterday, now that I'm on our ag biology page, was it the assignment that was confusing or how to get to it? Melissa, can you clarify what was difficult? Both? Okay, so here's my problem is I can only show you how to do something in our student view so far. I can only go so far is what I mean. So when you're in modules and you're looking at our assignment, okay, so this was our lab safety doc that we did yesterday. I do have videos in here that I updated probably after your class period. And so here's a how to do the assignment. I go through and outline it very, very closely and carefully. So it's a little bit longer. And then this is one how to explain how to get to it. This is what I can show you though. Basically, you're going to click on the load in a new window button down here. And then it is going to take you to this screen. Unfortunately, this is where I can't show you really past because it links me as an instructor, so I don't see the view you get. But just know that you got to click on that button. When it prompts you for checking your email, you're going to click continue. And then I'm purposefully doing this so that you can't see the scores. Then it's going to force you or give you a copy, and you edit that copy, okay? So that's what copy you would edit, alrighty? But I can show you how to do the actual assignment. So let me get back to the assignment itself. I'll have to show you in my template. So let me pull it up. Yeah, unfortunately, they updated the Google Drive. They updated the Google Drive, and now that's one more thing I have to do, okay? Yeah, Hadara, you don't have to stay. I already told you guys, I took attendance. You're free to go. This was if you needed help on yesterday's assignment now. Okay, so yeah, you guys don't have to stay. You're done if you feel good. It was just if people needed extra help for yesterday's assignment. So that's what I'm showing right now is yesterday's assignment, okay? So if you still need help with yesterday's assignment, then hang around. We'll go into our little passing period real quick, okay? So Melissa, all I want you guys to do on this one is, this is all just instructions. So Carlos, you have to add a text box in your cover. Okay, so let me just demo that really quick. Okay, on your cover, you have to add a text box. So I have not made it so that you can delete like these little things here, but you have to add a text box, which is insert and text box, or there's a little text box button. And so you insert your text box and then you can type on your cover. Okay, that's why you can't type on there, because you have to add text boxes. Okay, does that clarify for you? All right, so back to what we were working on, Melissa. You're welcome, Carlos. These are just instructions for how to do something, okay? The actual assignment is down here where it says student assignment. You're gonna make a table for the words listed below. Your table should be 5 rows, 2 columns. Your first column will have the word, so you're gonna copy and paste the word. Second column is a picture added next to it. So these are just getting you to practice things that we're gonna do in our notebook. So to make a table, you have the instructions right here, how to create a table, okay? These are instructions for start to finish what to do. But so like if we look, it says on your computer, open a document or a slide in a presentation. You already have the document open you're gonna use, so you don't have to complete that step again, okay? Is that helping, Melissa? Do you want me to keep going, or you feel comfortable with it now? So when you get to like your Canvas page and it opens up in this other doc right here, so when it takes you to the Google Assignments, it makes one for you. You don't have to make another document. Just use the one it made for you, okay? Does that help? Okay, is there anything else? Okay, you're welcome. Is there anything else that I can review for you guys, either in the notebook real quick or the assignments that we did yesterday? Okay, if you're good, we are 3 minutes past our time. Actually, we still have 2 minutes. Technically, I only make our meets for shorter. Ashley, what do you? Yeah, you created a new document. That's fine. That's what I'm assuming you're talking about. Yeah, as long as it attached and added into the Google Assignments upload, that's fine. Okay. You're welcome, Ashley. Blanchie, what? How do you what? I think you entered your sentence without finishing it. Blanchie, do you still have a question? You started saying something, started typing something, but it didn't look like you finished it. How do you do what? That part I don't know. You just asked, how do you? Okay, so Isaac, I see your question. How do you add text? So I'm gonna, okay, so Blanche, you were explaining how to make a copy. Is that for the notebook or the assignment from yesterday? Because I was kind of talking about both. So while you're typing your, the rest of, or what I just asked, whether it was the notebook copy or yesterday's assignment copy, I'll answer assignment from yesterday. Okay, let me get back to that. Let me show Isaac how to add text boxes. So Isaac, there are at least 2 ways to insert a text box. The first one is doing insert, and you can see here's image, text box. You can add in shapes, tables, charts, etc. So you can insert the text box here. Then it gives you this little plus cursor that you just drag and make the text box the size you want. Okay. The other way you can add in a text box, and I think this is way easier, is if you have the toolbar open. Maybe you have your toolbar hidden. Oh, it still shows. Okay. The toolbar has a text box button here too. So you can click on that and it's just one less click essentially, and you can still create it. You can fill the colors of your text box with the little paint button. This shows you border color. If you just hover over the buttons, it shows you, it basically shows you what it means. So you can change the line. So you can make it an arrow if you wanted to put in an arrow. So there's all sorts of things. You can make a shape. That's how I get like this little post-it note, is through shapes. You can change the thickness of the line on your text box by doing this border weight. And then you can add in dashes if you like dashes. And so then your box would be dashed. So that's how you add in a text box, is text box or insert and text box. Okay, I think there's also the ability to right click. And nope, I don't see it. Okay, so those are your two ways. All right, so Blanchie, how do you make a copy from yesterday's assignment? So when you're in our, when you're in our Canvas page, let me just refresh our screen because I closed something. When you're in the Canvas assignment page for yesterday, the lab safety Google Doc, turn in here. It's going to force you to open the document in another window. So see how it says load this document in a new window? You're going to click on that. And all I did to get here was I was in our modules and I clicked on the lab safety doc. This is yesterday's. The other thing you can do is, I'm pretty certain I have it linked in your agenda. So the Google Doc lab safety assignment, it takes you to the assignment too. So it's linked in a couple of places so that you can get here, okay? But it's gonna force you to open this in a new window. Okay, there's grades on here, so I don't want everybody to see each other's grades because that's not fair. So it does gonna ask you to link your account. So it should be your school account. Click continue. And then it opens a copy of it for you here. And then just when you're done, you make sure you click submit. So that's how you'll make the copy of yesterday's document. Okay, Blanchie? You're welcome. All right, is there any other questions for folks? I still got quite a few of you still in here. So either you're hanging around for answers or you walked away from your computer. I'm going to stop presenting at this point. If you still have questions, or I'm going to stop, I should say stop recording at this point. If you still have questions, you can still ask them.